If some of you want to be billionaires, just admit that you want to be billionaires. Or if you think that fashion and art should only be reserved for the wealthy and the well connected, then just admit that and say that out loud. But this defense that I have seen today and yesterday of the Met Gala is unpalatable at best. As I look through my timeline and I see this time of great sort of economic disparity, this growing gap of wealth inequality, I see people who constantly surprise me about the Met Gala, this grand display of opulence at a time when so many people are struggling. And they say, oh, it's essential because the Met Gala, it funds the costume department and we have to preserve art and fashion. The Met has an endowment of multiple billions of dollars, 3.6 that we know about from 2020 and likely much more. It has an annual operating budget of $300 million. dollars. The costume department that everyone utilizes as a defense for the Met Gala has an operating budget of $5 million, dollars, a paltry 1.6% of the total operating budget. And yes, it is true that that particular department, which justifies the Met Gala's existence, does have to self fund. But there is no legal requirement for this. And this is just simply a bygone class barrier. The costume department at the Met funds itself because of this idea that the fashion industry has to take care of itself. The way the Met operates with its costume department is not standard by any means, but why would the Met, anyways, want to invest any of its endowment or any of its operating budget if it is able to self sustain itself and that budget by having this fancy display of opulence? But the gala itself is a stunning display of the growing wealth inequality in the United States of America. In 2013, the gala raised $9 million dollars and tickets cost $25,000, staggering on itself. But in 2022, it raised $17 million dollars and a ticket cost $35,000. In 2025, they raised $31 million dollars and $75,000 was the cost of the average ticket. In 2026, they raised $42 million dollars and the cost of the ticket was $100,000. You can see right there their growing wealth and equity. Fashion and art history are being preserved all over the world at the public expense, not a necessary requirement to have a flashy party for the billionaires. Everyone should have access to art and history and fashion, not just people who can afford to pay $100,000, well, because they can and you can't.